seems to be some momentum around the league that the famous tush push could be banned.
You know what's coming.
They push, they sneak, they're in for the touchdown.
Tush push play, I was never been a big fan.
I couldn't believe that it was legal because it was illegal on the field goal.
I feel like it's a football play.
We don't coach a push play any different than we coach a quarterback sneak play.
My biggest concern is the health and safety of the players.
I don't think it's a great football play. It's more of a rugby play.
Somebody get physical and stop the play.
We all have to figure out a way to stop it.
If we stayed the same, defenses would have caught up to it.
I believe both teams can be just as good in a traditional form.
The most hotly contested issue at the league meetings will come to a head on Tuesday.
We begin NFL Live with some breaking news out of the league meetings. Adam Schefter, was there a decision made on the tush push?
Yeah, Laura, they have tabled the discussion until the May meeting in Minneapolis, and that tells you that there was more discussion needed about this hotly contested topic that has garnered more support and more momentum than I think the Eagles expected or wanted. I think many people thought that it would not gain traction, but there are teams that have complained about it. And keep in mind, to ban the tush push, you would need the support of at least 24 NFL teams. Right now, the league does not have that, and so the league has tabled discussion until May, and essentially the conversations then will continue. And the league is thinking at this point in time, the league wants to make sure that it's being proactive and that it's out in front of this rule and preventing an injury before it occurs on that particular play. Conversations will continue. This topic is not over.
Ooh, all right. So the wait continues for this tush push, but ESPN has tracked tush pushes for the last 3 seasons, and the Eagles and Bills have run more than the rest of the NFL combined. Not only that, Philly and Buffalo have been much more successful with the play overall, getting a first down or touchdown on 86% of their attempts. The rest of the NFL has been successful on 72% of tush pushes. The Eagles had some fun with this news, posting hand to the peach. I like that. I like that we're starting the show that way, too. We welcome you in here. We got Tim Hasselbeck. We got Ryan Clark. Adam Schefter's with us throughout. More news to come, of course, and some rule changes that we'll get to. But, RC, where do you stand on the tush push and the idea of banning it at some point?
Well, I think that's where it's moving, right? Before they went to these league meetings, I didn't expect it to even pick up this much momentum, but we're talking about a play that not every team in the NFL uses. I don't believe half the teams in the NFL use the tush push, and so now it's going to be easy to get other teams who don't use the tush push to say they don't want to see the tush push because they got to stop the tush push, and the tush push never happens to work for them in a positive manner. But when you think about the play in itself, you got to give me some data that more people are getting hurt. You got to give me some data that the long-term effects on the offensive lineman, the defensive lineman, the quarterback, the running back, the linebackers is something that we should be concerned about. Because if you can't do that, then you're just doing it because you don't want to learn how to stop it. And you got a quarterback that can't run it. And so to me, as I see, they're like, okay, you ban the rugby, but you can also push the runner when he gets close to the goal line. Push the runner when he gets close to the first down. Are you going to remove that from football as well to say that you can't aid or push the quarterback in the tush push? I believe it's too much to do, and I think people just have to learn to stop the play instead of trying to outlaw the play.
Listen, RC and I have known each other for probably at least, I don't know, maybe 20 years now.
Shoot.
Been teammates at ESPN, teammates at Washington before that. I have never agreed more with Ryan Clark than I do right now. Like we see this exactly the same. I just like the reality. Like this is wild to me that we're even discussing it. RC's exactly right. Like, where's the injury data? The injury data shows up on the big long collisions. Guys running 40 yards before big collision on kickoff. They studied that for years. They knew it was a dangerous play, and it took them years after that to get that play out of the game. And now all of a sudden, 2 teams are good at running quarterback sneaks and pushing a guy from behind, and we want to get it out of the game. This is absurd to me. Like, it's just, I'm shocked at the momentum that this has. I get it. It's not an exciting and fun play to watch, but neither's the kneel down. We're not taking that out of football. So this is crazy.
You know, there are people, I have heard people suggest here that because there is no injury data, that they're using that as an excuse to cover up for the fact that they just want the play out of the game because it's a boring play. Believe that or not, that is the thought of some people here at the league meeting in Palm Beach. And again, there is no injury data, but I think there are executives on teams that feel like they're trying to get out in front of it and prevent an injury from happening before it actually occurs. But before they can even get to vote on that, what I would really like to see happen is Ryan Clark say tush push 10 times consecutively over and over and over in a tongue twister. Can you do that, Ryan Clark? Tush push, tush. Come on, Ryan. Let me see it, RC.
It was pretty close just now. It was pretty close just now.
RC, I was struggling off the top. I got myself out of breath trying to say it too many times. So I'm going to be glad when we're not saying it that much anymore. But either way, let's get to some more rule changes, okay, that don't involve tushes or pushes. There's going to be 3 major rule changes for the 2025 season. Both teams will not be allowed to possess the ball in regular season overtime games. Will now be allowed. This aligns with the postseason overtime rule. So the OT period will remain at 10 minutes. Just really important that they will be allowed to both possess the ball. The replay assist system has been expanded and can reverse flags on hits to defenseless players, face mask, horse collar, tripping, and a few others. And the touchback spot has been moved from the 30 to 35-yard line on kickoffs. The Lions' proposal to eliminate the automatic first down on defensive holding or illegal contact did not pass. There's also one more new rule for 2025. First downs will now be measured with an 8-camera Hawkeye system instead of by officials on the chain crew. So the chain gang, that's not going to be a thing anymore. A similar technology has been used with success in the UFL. It still won't change a bad spot, but will allow crews to quickly make first down decisions. The technology is there, and finally we're getting caught up with the times. New on NFL Live, Brian Schottenheimer speaking at the league meetings today, where he was asked about his options in the draft for the Cowboys.
You're always looking for game changers when you're picking 12th. Like, we don't want to ever pick 12th again. All right, let's be honest. We don't want to pick that high. If you're looking for guys that influence the game, how do you influence the game? You rush the quarterback and you get sacks, strip sacks, fumbles, whatever it is. You score touchdowns, okay? When you're building a roster, kind of think of it from building it from outside in based on guys that get isolated a lot, because when you're isolated and you can't help, it's a pretty daunting task sometimes.
RC, what does Dallas need to look at adding in the draft later this month?
Well, you know, I got to hang out with Adam Schefter last night at this big event, and everybody just pretty much let me go wherever I wanted to be, VIP, as long as I held Schefter's backpack and phones as we walked around. But I did run into Brian Schottenheimer, who was excited about his opportunity in Dallas. But the big thing is, who are you going to add to CeeDee Lamb? Who are you going to add to Jake Ferguson? Are we going to find some skilled players that can create big plays offensively? Everything seemed so hard for the Dallas Cowboys last year. We were looking for CeeDee Lamb to make a play. And then once Dak Prescott was gone, it didn't seem, or